What's up, YouTube fam? It's Archangel's Journey, and I'm Shakira. Well, so it's been a while, and it yeah, it's definitely been a while since I've gotten on and made a video, so I apologize for that, but it's been a bit crazy. Oh, probably didn't hear that. Kitty is now talking as soon as I started the video. I don't know why, but he's doing his little kitty noises, so if he comes up, we'll give him some kitty pets. But anyway, it's been a little crazy. I haven't traded a lot in April. I took the first week off, as I mentioned in the community chat, and mom's been in the hospital. It'll be 3 weeks come Tuesday, so it's been a little stressful. Still trying to make things work. Still trying to, do what I need to do. I'm kind of tired, actually. Which makes sense. But so she's had a couple of surgeries and still waiting to see how things are gonna shake out. Had a couple of scares. I don't know. It's not weird that I'm tired, I guess. But anyway, I wanted to take some time to review my trades and the price action and just back test. I'll try not to make this one too long because I know like when it's too long, you guys don't necessarily watch it to the end. Oh, there he is. What's up, buddy? You could probably hear him doing his little cries. Figured he'd make his way up here so I wouldn't have to get up. Right, bud? So one of two things has happened. He's pooped and he just wants attention. Or he's pooped and he just wants attention. That's generally what happens. Anyway, so uh I was looking at the TradingView economic calendar, and that's what's technically being shared at the moment. I'm not gonna put him on my lap because I haven't had a chance to clean his little kitty butt, so I don't want any kitty poop on me today. So I have two screens. So when you see me look up, oh, the cloud of kitty hair. Well, it's pretty crazy over here. So I've been checking out the economic calendar for TradingView. So I was wondering, I'm thinking I'm gonna add it to the rotation along with the normal economic calendar that I have here. So I'm gonna review that and what's coming up for the week so I know what to consider. And we'll get to enjoy Kitty in the background. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get tiny. There we go, so we can see the calendar. So I don't know if I'm wondering if there's a way for me to change the setup um, in here. I've said it's only high importance, and you can set like the categories over here. I don't know what is trade, balance of trade. I guess I wouldn't want to specify. I just want to have them all. I was wondering if there's a way for me to set the calendar to look like a calendar, but I guess just the way it goes, you have to scroll. So I don't really like that as much as Forex Factory calendar, which is the same thing, just smaller. So nothing tomorrow, no news, so just trade what you see. And Tuesday for the US, we've got flash PMI, manufacturing, that stuff. New home sales is medium impact. And then nothing else after that. And then Wednesday, we've got crude oil inventories. Oh, and core durability goods. That's probably not going to move things as much. Thursday, we have some more fun stuff with GDP, unemployment, pending home sales at 10. So we'll have that should give us a good decent amount of volatility, I think, with any luck. Oh, good, he's sitting. And then Friday we'll have core PCE. And again, I don't like when you have 8:30 and 10 a.m. news. It really messes with me. Um, so I was looking at seasonal tendency. So we're coming into May, and we usually have downtrend for the Nasdaq in May. So it kind of is, it's in line, like April's prepping for the downtrend, and I was already expecting that. I was a little salty because I didn't trade on Monday, and it hit all of the targets that I was hoping for on Monday. So I'll show you that in a sec. And then let's to switch over to my calendar so you see what I've been doing so far. So no trades, had the week off the first week of April, no trades Monday through Thursday, the week after. Lots of stuff with mom. One loss on Thursday, one win on Friday, no trades Monday, sad. Took 245 on one trade and didn't go back in. Took one trade on Wednesday. Didn't should have moved my stop into profit, but small loss. And then Thursday I just did things I shouldn't have done. So three trades there. Unfortunate, but and then no trades. What's interesting about Thursday's ICT was live. And let me take a minute pause here. Right. So I was listening to ICT, so I didn't, I try not to take trades when I'm watching any of his lives. So I missed out on a juicy long in the morning, which would have precluded me taking any trades in the PM session. And I definitely didn't take trades during the time frames that I had planned to take and during meetings no less. So that was me breaking my own rules. So well-deserved loss in from my perspective there. So all in all, my general attitude at this point towards wins and losses has finally calmed, and I'm no longer like focused on the dollar values. I'm more focused on the trade itself and how it's going to pan out. And that's where I want to be, So I'm no longer going on tilt. As we can see from the calendar, like the losses, so if we go back into March, you'll see like, if you see a $500 loss day, it's because I took one extra trade and I should not have. So, and this is why, I was losing pretty consistently, with small wins here and there. And I didn't, yeah. So I started tracking it in March via the calendar. And so I took the week off and the time off, and I'm starting to see a lot more green and a lot more confidence in actually taking the trades. So that's the part that's kind of important to me, like when waiting for what I need and then taking those trades. So I'm gonna switch back over and let's go back into the Nasdaq, and let's also add in my other window here. So first things first, I had spec'd out via the Fibonacci these uh areas of interest. Like once we get past this daily volume imbalance at TP1, 1.5, and 2, and they've like tapped into those quite nicely. Sadly, I wasn't able to participate in any of this juicy yum yums because I wish I could have, but I didn't get any of that action. I think Monday they just rolled into all of this juiciness. They're very, very happy to run lower right now, which is what was expected. Right. So now I need to figure out what the next area of interest is going to be. Since my initial sets have been taken, I can start cleaning this up. I'll leave the volume imbalance. I'll take that off for now. And I'll take my TPs off because they've been reached. Also Friday's TGIF trades, they retraced all the way back up into that by 8 a.m. for the weekly retracements. So they did the point 2 and the point 3. I don't know which one was which at this point. I think this is the point 2, that's the point 3. I grabbed the wrong things. Hang on one second. Okay. So they retraced back up there and then they dropped nicely. And didn't participate in any of that for some reason. I think I was just focused too much on work and I couldn't quite see what I wanted to see. And the trade that I wanted in the morning, I got to head to the potty and I missed it. So that was annoying. I do have on my other window here, and we can kind of like work our way backwards from Friday back, and then we can do some back testing. So I have some areas here where I would have been prepping for things, trades I was looking for, setups that I saw that I wanted to take and didn't get into on Friday. And then this is the one I was waiting for. And then on the 32nd, then I ran to the potty like just before 10, 11 o'clock. Um, and missed it. And I was like, dang it. It was already gone and it ran quite juicily. And then I took a look at a sample of the PM session. I didn't necessarily like it too much. Um, and this is what I would have taken. I was just testing to see, but this is the entry here, really. Like we, because I was looking for shorts mainly, I didn't trust it, so it was just more of a thought process on that one. But and then I just closed the charts and chose not to trade anymore for the rest of the day. But anyway, so let's dig in. Uh so so this is Friday. We had some news. Nothing, no news on Friday, right? Look at that calendar. Let's roll back into the list. All right, so Friday we had, yeah, no news. I love no news days. It does one of two things. It either moves juicily or just kind of chugs along on like a sideways space. So very, 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 very irritating. Okay, so this is the 30-second chart. I'll just maximize that for testing purposes, and let's take a look at the AM session, right? So it's kind of annoying because my general bias was short for the whole day, right? And on the 5 minute, and we'll just move between time frames on this level. So on the 5 minute, I was tracking this fair value gap. I was waiting for them to break below it. And then the general thought is for me is if they come back in and tap it, then I can go short, right? And I saw them do that and I just didn't take it, which is very, very annoying. Where'd it go? Okay. So they broke it, right? And if I drag a fib, and this is a scenario where I already have a fair value gap. I don't need the 30 seconds. I just need them to tap above the halfway point and they tap the 0.575 area here. So I should have been comfortable just going short right here. Let's see, because my stop would have been right there. Beautiful. And I'm generally looking for 205 ticks. So just a bit above $1,000. And look at that. I would have gotten it nicely if I had just followed that method. So it's something that I've been watching. I'm not trying to change my process. It's still wait for a sweep of a high or a low, wait for displacement, take that displacement, and we're good to go. Which is what this was, right? I was waiting for this sweep of this high, and even that as an entry looked juicy. So I'm gonna hit the replay button just so I don't have to keep like scrolling back. So when I drop down to the 30 seconds, we can see what's going on there. So I should have taken that. And ICD did a thing on Thursday where he was talking about his fib. And I've been trying to get the 0.79 all the time. So sometimes that's not necessary. It looks like the 0.705 also works as well. So for this one, I probably would have been like, okay, so maybe we'll tap like this is the midnight opening price. Nice. And if I'm being completely honest, like once it got to my take profit, I would have just been out here. But look at this price action, which is amazing. They were literally respecting every up close candle drop, every up close candle drop until here where it took it out, and then that should have been like, and it took this out. Like there was a break in structure right here, and they came back down. And I was thinking, yeah, this would be a good, just to take out this high, and then try and go short in this fair value gap. So just out of curiosity, let's look at the fib and see where they came back into 0.79. Because in my the dealing range, like whatever fair value gap is available down here is the one I'm going to go for. Order block, fair value gap. I'm thinking they're going to come back up to take this out to continue lower. That was the thought. Did I take it? I sure as crap did not. So that sucked for me, but something to consider moving on. But this is what I was looking for right here. This is what I was looking for. And I had to, the high's been swept. Technically, we had this one right here. And if I was being really, really facetious, I should have taken that one. But if I had taken this one, I would have been stopped out right there. So I was waiting. I was waiting to see. Because I didn't like, this was weak. So whenever it's weak like that, no, we needed to like drop down with some alacrity and give me something juicy. So this one was the one, right? This was the one. And once it started to come back up, I could have taken a look at this high, that low, and decided if I wanted 0.705 or the 6.2. I just want to be above the fair value gap. So let's see, we come up. And like, look at that. He tapped it beautifully, right? So I'd sell, there approximately. And then I would have been rewarded quite nicely with, and I'm looking for this guy right here. We'll probably blow right through it. That's fine. And so I was very salty that I missed that. So at this point, my stop loss would be right here. Lock in a little bit and see what happens. We're on the 30 seconds, of course. So we come in here. I probably should be up on the 1 minute if I'm being completely honest, right? Just to see. So if my entry's all the way up here, my stops, until we take out this low, my stop needs to be above this green, the 3/4 of this green candle. So locking in a small amount, right? And then this fair value gap here, I'm going to watch it. So I need to see this low taken out. So the low has been taken out right there. Oh, not quite. They made equals. They took it out here. So now I can move my stop. So my stop's here. And my TP is right there. And then I would just flatten and I'd be out. That's all I was looking for. And that would have worked out beautifully. Same thing here, But I had to run to the body just in those last moments. And it was after 11, and my rules say no trading after 11. So there's that. Now, let's skip down to the PM session. Let's take that off. Oh, that's my PM thing. I am all kinds of bearish. So I dropped more. 12, 15, 12:45. Time is it? 12:45. So around here is where I was doing silly things. I was in a meeting and I took a trade too early. Way too early. And I don't know what I was thinking when I took that trade. And of course I got crushed in the middle of all of this. So it wasn't even 1:30 yet when I took this trade. So I'm trying to think, what did I do? In fact, let me go to my notes and let's see what I did to myself. Because I'm not mad. I did that to myself, so it is not strange or weird for me to, I'm not mad about it or anything. It is what it is. I broke my rules, and that's what happens when you break your rules. You gotta stick with your rules. So I'm only 4 months into this. So did I take any screenshots on Thursday? I just said took 3 trades, no good setup except the first. Took trades during the meetings. So not my best move for today, stopping. Yeah, I bought plus sold one. Yeah, so I went long at, what time was this? 1:16 of all times, which is ridiculous. Oh, right in here, the shift. I don't know why I thought I wanted to buy here. That was ridiculous. This is a ridiculous place to buy. Like, I wasn't paying attention. That is for gosh darn sure. Definitely not paying attention. Anyway, so let's see what this looks like. So this behavior right here on the 5 minute was indicative of a continuation up. So potential options would have been, wait for a fair value gap to form down here. Because look at it, it's staying, So I think this is a 15-minute fair value gap. Yeah, let me fix it. Oh, it's not even like properly salted out. I gotta be more careful. It's a 15-minute fair value gap. And then look how we're respecting it, right? Nothing's closed below the midpoint of this. So this point, I should just be waiting for a fair value gap to form. And I'm looking at that on the 30 seconds always. Not to mention, we did sweep these guys, right? And then we swept those guys too. So the general dealing range is sweep up here, sweep down here, and we need a fair value gap. We're in a big one, right? That fair value gap form. So then I should have been okay taking it from here. I generally don't like to take the first one that shows, especially when it's like a shallow and there's more of this. So I probably would have waited. Not to mention it's 12:29. I need to wait for 1:45 for a better entry. So let's see what we could have done. Should have done on Friday. Fair value gap here. So we could have tried for an entry there. Let's see if they come back. They do, so we just buy here. Let's go this way so we can see. All right. And now we're looking for them to go back up to midnight opening price. Bare minimum, 205. It's right. That's all I'm looking for, right there. Let's take that off. So, simple truths, right? My entries here is a fair value gap here. Let's move back up to like a 1 minute. All right. Check out this intermediate, this short-term high. I really want that one. A little bit more movement up. Just wait. If it makes, so now that it's made a pause right there, I'm literally just gonna put my stopper right there. Lock in some stuff, pay some bills, Oh, look at that. And then voila, flatten, beautiful. It's all the way up there. There's this, all of this up here. And if I had taken like a Fibonacci, because once we crest that, I don't know. I don't know that I think it's going much further, but the buy side was all the way up here for me, for this range. I don't know if they take that, but my general, let's go to 50 minutes. My general idea is that they'll tap the midnight opening price, and that's all I care about for the most part. But anyway, I would have been out with that. Imagine that, like making $2,000 in a day would be amazing for me from the morning if I could just take the trades that I see, and that's all I need to do. And that's all I'm going to be doing moving forward. So I missed this one and I was looking for, I would want like a short continuation. So I don't know if that actually happened as I stopped. So let's see. So it's 150. Let's go back to the 1 minute. I'm looking for that high to get taken out. This would have been a nice play if a bit messy because I really want to go long. So just go. All right. So we've already swept some highs and fair value gap here. So we swept this high. I don't need that one. We're going down. So what happens? It's 1:45. Time is it? So let's go to the 1 minute. Yeah, let's see what the 5 minute gives us. Right. And closest 15-minute high was here. And they swept it. Next one's here. I don't need it to make it all the way up here. There's an order block right here. And I want to see what they're gonna do. So let's go to the 5 minute. So with the order block on the 5 minute, we have this SIBI right there. Let's go to the 1 minute. So we got up into the SIBI, we dropped, and if I'm going to go short, it's a nice rejection from the order block. I'm still bearish, just overall. I would want, and look at that. I would love a short from here. Nothing there. Fair value gap in here, but there's one above, and I usually try to like focus on it, but let's see. And my stop would be just above the midpoint of that fair value gap, so I wouldn't want to see them like roll back into that. But if they have no desire to actually make it back up there, which they don't, so we'll have to reevaluate. All right, so we've taken all of this out. So in my mind, now my consideration is how far can you go in this direction? Because a short is what I want. So I had sell side mapped out here, just about 1.5 there and 2 for TP. So now I would be considering a potential, I don't know if they want to retrace all the way back up this way. Let's look at it on a 5 minute. Wow. High, traded through. Ooh, we have a bearish breaker right here. So let's see what they do when they come back into that. So I want to see them stay below the midpoint. That would be my other thought. I want to see them stay below the midpoint of that. And then leave this as a breakaway gap and just deal with that one. So let's see if we get that. Looks like they're just determined to just, oh, all right. So that's quite a return back up. So at this point, we did this. I want to see them stay there. We'll sell here and see if we can, with a stop above here. Because, our retracement back up to that is quite nice. And then now they need to take that low out for me. And to respect that halfway point. And they are. Because once they break this low, I'd move my stop. Well, let's be clear, right? My stop would be here. I need to see them break this low. I don't like this behavior. Small fair value gap here. What time is it? Coming in. Come on. Drop. Whoa, nice. So my general gist is 1,000 whatever, so I would already be out. Ah, now if I could actually like translate these, because I actually didn't see how this played out. So this is my first time actually watching it and, plotting how I would have taken it because that would have been nice. And they probably drop even more, you know? Yeah, they probably take out that low. Beautiful. Just beautiful for a Friday. Ah, yeah. Anyway, let's clean up a bit and they never came back up. Like they don't need to. They took other things out. So let's roll and do a quick review here. So the day before I had some juiciness that I wanted to get into. So what's this? Select bar. Oh, they've upgraded it. Cool. All right, let's take a look at the Tuesday potential trades in the AM. Because there's a long that had my name on it. And wait, Tuesday had what? Tuesday had some news, and ICT was doing his some 8:30 news, and he was saying that once the news comes out, oh, sorry, Thursday, my bad. Once the news comes out, you want to wait 15 minutes and then watch the 5 minute calendar, the 5 minutes for what you want to be doing with your life, right? So he was up here, and let's take a look at what he was talking about here before the opening, right? So what's this? 7:30, 8. Oh, I went back too far. 5 minutes. Uh, so wait for the 8:30 news to drop. 8:15, sorry. Okay, so that's 8:30. And so then he's like, you should wait like at least 15 minutes after the news is dropped. So then he was just watching this 5 minute Sibi right in here and just watching how the price action was treating it, right? And he was talking about the dealing range around, they'd taken this high out, they took that low out. So the dealing range was this to this. And let's take off all the extraneous stuff, just the half point. And then you can, yeah, just the halfway point with that. Let me just put that. So he was talking about that. And he was saying, like, no, you just need to watch what they do, right? So right now, look at the candles, right? They've literally, the wicks are doing damage, right? The wicks are doing damage, and then now the dealing range has expanded because they took this low up as well. So let's go this way, and they're still respecting this thing. So a few people probably went short as he was talking about that. Like I was not listening. I was not taking any trades while he was talking. My new rule is if he's going to go live, I'll just watch it later and then, do my trading for the day and then focus on that. So then he's like 15 minutes in, just wait. And, obviously we dropped significantly after that. My idea in general, look at that. They dropped into this volume imbalance, just nothing happening here. And then beautiful low down here. So, my general idea would be a sell side here, internal, external right there. So I would have had sell side sitting here just waiting to see what happens. Anyway, so that's like good information to know. Like, because I sometimes struggle with how to deal with the news and how much time I need to wait and whatever. And this was very clear. He's like, see what the dealing range is. They've taken these guys out. They've taken those guys out. You're looking for some type of. Originally, he said you're looking for some type of entry down here. or wherever the fair value gap is in that range. So that's there. And then, you know, they absolutely chose to wick through this and not touch it again. Maybe, I don't know, did they touch it one more time? They didn't. And then when 9:30 came, they just dropped like a stone, beautifully like that. So I dropped to 1 minute because this was all a lot of stuff. And then they swept um, the lows. And then I'm just curious because after this, they swept those highs again. That would have been a sweep. And was there a fair value gap in that sweep besides this one? And they had a volume imbalance. Beautiful. I'm curious. That have given me what I usually look for? No. The continuation did though. But the behavior here, like respecting this volume imbalance, beautiful. It's the things you notice after the fact, you know? It's very, very stressful after the fact. But anyway, and then he was on the 30 seconds. He's like, and I think, or is it the 5 minutes? Yeah, and then the last few, as the range goes, like he was just looking at the bodies. Like this is where they were like hanging out, even if they were wicking. The vast majority of the action was happening inside of this space right here that he noted. And so like this was the last opportunity for them, for the big boys to go short, just accumulating orders. Stop above here, most likely. They have more capital to work with, and then voila. Like this move was, once we dropped 600 ticks, it's a lot. Anyway, so I had an idea for a long, obviously. So let's see. So this is well before my time to do anything. So just waiting. We've swept a ton of things. I'm looking at the 30 seconds, right? And here, oh, did I miss that? I did. There was a fair value gap in here. I completely missed it. I did not notice it. 940. So it's well outside of my range. So, see. Why did I want to go long here? Because I missed, after this sweep, there was a fair value gap right here. And these days I should just be comfortable. My 37 ticks. And then I would have been fine. My 205 would have come in right there if I'd noticed it. And this was at 941. Just, outside. And they turned this into an inversion fair value gap too, staying above the midpoint of that. Dang. Anyway, so coming into my time for when I actually want to do a trade, see if there's anything on the 1 minute. So this fair value gap formed on the 1 minute right here. Yeah. So this is the busy because he was talking and I saw like this form on the 1 minute. It's like, a long. What's up, buddy? Just making weird noises. A long would not go astray here from my usual. 37 ticks, like right there. And that was like 255. There's a fair value gap up here. So, keep it simple right there. So I could have taken a buy here. Oh, so maybe that's fine. So maybe I was waiting for something else. You know what? I'm being silly. Let's see. There was something else I was waiting for. All right, so we just hit the halfway point of this thing. Yeah, so I didn't, my brain, I am tired. I didn't trust this because this looked good, for initial, beautiful. But look at the bodies, like the bodies close below the halfway point. I needed it to stay above it, yes. So this is what I was looking for. So let's go to the 30 seconds. Let's wait. Okay. So I gotta wait for them to drop. They dropped into this area here, which could have been an entry as well if I put these back. Let's see. They dropped into the 0 point whatever 9. So they dropped into that. And then, right, this fair value gap here is the entry that I was looking for. So I was waiting for them to come back into it. And then, didn't catch it exactly. So now, sorry, that was why it's what I saw. And I was like, well, because I was talking, ICT was talking, I didn't take it. So this fair value gap, I want this one to stay open as a breakaway gap. So if they take this high out, and then for the proper entry, that would have been 1,000 and change if I'd gotten the entry here that I wanted. But I'm bearish for the most part. So generally looking for them to sweep a high and, oops, so I can go short. So on the 15-minute, I would have been looking for something juicy. So we have this fair value gap and this SIBI, and there's this guy, and the potential for them to come all the way back up here. So the closest 15-minute high would be this one right here, because that's higher than that, that's lower than that. That's not something I'd aim for. This one would also be one I would aim for. And it's inside of a fair value gap. Beautiful, you know? So that's buy side liquidity right there. So let's see how they behave in here. I would have been out. Because right now it's relatively bullish. They've dropped. There's a potential for them to retrace the whole thing, you know. And we swept this high, but they've already taken the sell side and dropped a bunch. So I wouldn't, if I'd gotten this trade, I wouldn't be looking for anything right this second. You know, I would have been fine. So I'd want like another major buy side to be taken. So we can take this off. And they continued up for a bit, went back into that and took that there. So like here, I would potentially, if we don't make it all the way back up here, there's all that juiciness up here. I could potentially, you know, be okay with a short from here. So I usually prefer them to break it a lot more significantly. But this does follow my rules. So if they come back up here, and let's measure. This is the morning. I messed up. What time is it? 10:40? So let's see. They ran away from this. So I wouldn't have taken this one. I'm just measuring it out to drop below these lows. Probably like that. I don't like when they run away from the area. Let's look at that on the 1 minute. So I would have wanted them to take it out a little bit more with a little bit more alacrity. So I wouldn't have taken that. It's too shallow. I like them one more. Yeah, like it's too shallow. So I like to wait and then see if we get something juicy. So let's see what happens here. All right, so let's see. We have this fair value gap in here. Let's see what this stop would look like. Not my favorite. And I'm watching how they close below this fair value gap right here. Right now, still shallow, so I wouldn't take the short. That's better if they come back up. Okay, so let's say I sell here. Let's see, stop above there. See if I'm wrong. And I am most definitely wrong. So I'd be out right there. Because there's the midnight opening is up there, so I don't know. I think, so on the 1 minute we had this busy we need to clear. What time is it? 10:50. It's close to where yeah, that's looking still relatively bullish to maybe continue up to that. We're hanging out here. Let's check the 5 minute. Um, Still don't trust it. A long would have definitely been appropriate given this behavior. It's what I'm seeing. It's what I've been observing lately. And the general gist is like I need to get comfortable when I see this behavior. Like a continuation in the opposite direction is makes perfect sense at this point. Now look at this. We have quite a nice rejection through this. So then I would be willing to potentially go short in here, no longer caring about this. Let's see what it leaves. We have this guy. I'd prefer if it took this out for a proper shift, but the complete and total disrespect of this fair value gap does make me somewhat comfortable to go short. But let's see if we can get some more confirmation. That doesn't look too bad. Let's see what the 5 minute looks like. Don't give anything away. Dang it. And then the 30 seconds. All right. Okay, so let's say we sell here, stop above here approximately. See what happens. Okay, so once I'm in, let's go back to the 1 minute and track this puppy. So we're pretending that we got in right about there with a stop about there approximately. And we're looking for 205 ticks. Let's go midpoint of that, 213. And there's been no market structure shift. So the potential for me to be wrong is also very clear. That's the thing about this particular type of model. I should, sometimes it works, sometimes the market wants to continue up. Most times I probably wouldn't take this because it's so close to midnight opening price. So they wanted to continue on up for this one. Yeah. So it's all good. Maybe they want to take this bigger boy out. Anyway, it's after 11. Oops, did I take this after 11? No, okay. So I would have been done right there anyway. And if I'm being completely honest, once I took the long and got my money, I wouldn't have taken any more trades for the day. I would just come back the next day. But just to test the theory, let's take that all off now. All right, let's push it to the PM session that messed me up because I was right about it going short, obviously. But where is the problem, right? So I guess I shouldn't have been trying to do it before it hit the midnight opening price because you know it was going to drop to there. You just knew it. It's just knew it. And then we had a proper shift here. They left that open. And then something juicy to work with in there. Then anyway, let's take that off. I don't need that anymore. Delete that. All right, so we're heading to the PM session. That's 12. And that's 1. This drops to a 15-minute. And that's 130, 145. All right, so I am inherently bearish, right? Inherently bearish. So we took that high out. We took this low out. got some sell side here that he took it out. And let's go back to the 1 hour. Let's see what else. So took all that out. So my next area of interest is right down here. Is right here for sell side. And if I go to the 5 minute, what do we have? It's been dropping. There's no real fair value gaps until it comes up to this one. And it's like, what time is it? 1:45. All right, so what have we done? We have dropped, taken those out, taken no highs out, and about 2:15, we're below. I'm bearish though, so I'd prefer if they come up and take these highs out at minimum before continuing to drop. Though that wouldn't have been so bad. I think the long here is entirely viable. So per my normal process, right? This is like a 12-2 whatever. Now let's see, the stop would have been just there. And I'm looking for 205 right there. So I would have fallen short. But if I'm being completely honest with you, like I said, I wanted them to take this and then give me something to go short with. Let's go to the 30 seconds. So 9 times out of 10, more times than not, it works, right? I would have lost, like, once this formed, I would have set it here, and that would have netted me like 94, just shy of like $500. Profit is profit. This high was 184. Probably would have just taken that too because I'm looking for something for them to take out. There's a fair value gap in here too. So these wicks though, these wicks make me feel like I need to go long, if I'm being honest. But I'm short is where I want to be right now. So I'm very bearish. So it's 2 o'clock. Do we have any fair value gaps to work with? All right, so we have a small 5 minute one here. Let's see how they behaved inside of that one. So they broke through it, tapped it, and then dropped. Beautiful. Okay, so right now on the 1 minute, I would be looking to see how they behave inside of that one. I'm not checking every single fair value gap. So they literally they were rude to it, period. There's this order block here, fair value gap. I want to see, because right now they're wicking it. I want to see how they behave when they tap into this one. Do they need to tap here? Or is this inverse order block enough? Oof, looks like it's enough. They might run away. So maybe here I can feel comfortable with doing a sell. Ooh, definitely not. All right, so let me not mess with things that I don't actually use, which is a bad habit, right? So if we're gonna continue short, I should have just been thinking, where is my entry? So let's flatten this right here. So my entry short, if I wanted to, this order block right here, see, I'm usually trying for that. I don't think I would have been like filled. And then my stop would be there. I wouldn't have liked that very much. The 0.79 would have felt better as a stop. They didn't take this low out. And like I said, the 5 minute wicking was making me very nervous. Let's take that off. It was making me very nervous. Didn't like it at all. So another reference to this area, and I'm bearish. Nice rejection. So I should be considering a short if it comes back in this general vicinity right here. Let's see. All right, so look at that. Let's look at the 30 seconds here. Still looking to go short, but maybe I should be, let's see. All right, so nice rejection from here. Okay, so let's back up and try and feel this sell. I gotta get comfortable. So let's pretend it was opened here and my stop's right there. So now I need for this low to get taken out before I can feel comfortable that I'm correct in this trade. All right. I don't really care too much about that, but like I said, I need this low to be taken out. Need this midpoint to be respected. Let's drop to 1 minute to watch it from there. Wicking is okay, but the body needs to stay below it. That looks not great, but it's still inside the fair value gap. Like I said, I need this low to be taken out. Okay. So at this point, I expect this midpoint to be respected. So my stop is at minimum here. And I would have been stopped out right there. Ugh, this is gross price action right here. Very, very gross price action. But those wicks were making me want to go long. You know, on the 15, they were making me want to go long. Was there a fair value gap in there? It was, look. It didn't take that out though. So I wouldn't have taken that. Yeah. I mean, the short's not a bad idea. I mean, get a couple hundred, lock that in. But once it failed to stay above this part, I would have been perfectly happy being stopped out there. Ugh, look at that. Anyway, so let's head off to the next day. Wednesday. Did I get any trades in on Wednesday? Oh, right. Okay, it's 15 minutes. Do we have any 10:30 crude oil, nothing exciting on Wednesday. All right, this is Wednesday, and let's go to the AM session. So I had a couple of things spec'd out. Let's go to the time frame. Okay. All right, so this is what I had spec'd out. So let's figure out what happened here. So what I've noticed is, let's see, I think we're hanging out inside of this 5-minute fair value gap. Let's pull that over. We're hanging out on the halfway point of that nicely. And I should have been comfortable taking a short from the base of this that I'm finding, this fair value gap right here. I think I'm pretty blasted short. So I was watching the behavior inside of this fair value gap, this SIBI, and I took a short here, thinking they would continue down and, where was I going? Yeah. So this 15-minute sell side right here, down there, approximately. All right. So I was looking at this, and I was watching it on the 30 seconds, as I do these days. And it's just the behavior inside of it. So I ended up taking a short in here because look at the wicking, right? So if you look at the 1 minute, it's like wicking. And so I'm bearish. So I'm expecting it to continue lower, right? So I took the short and it played nicely for the second candle. And then it started to waver. So once I saw that, I moved my stop a little further in, and then took a $35 loss on this one, which is kind of stupid. What I should have done is that we had this order block right here. I should have put it here to at least cover fees in case I'm wrong. And then I would have been stopped out right there, right? And so we can flatten that. So what they chose to do instead was to go back up to take these highs out like so. And it's a nice little retracement back into this range. Because I was hoping they were going to just reject and just fall and continue. And they tapped the 0.75. But these days, once they swept these highs, I'd have been looking for a break here. Sometimes I should be comfortable with that return back into this fair value gap to drop. I don't think I even had this specced out, so I'm just seeing it now, which is kind of sad. But look at the behavior in here, right? It's respecting it. We're down close. And here is where I think the short became apparent. So let's see. Maybe we'll tap it. If we tap it one more time, then we can drop down to this guy. Let's see. And we did. So sell. And let's see if I would have got my booty handed to me on that one. Oh, let's drop to the 1 minute. We don't need to watch this on the 30-second. Okay. So then that would have been nice. And then when we close the below here, honestly, I'm, gotta close below this low before I can move my stop. Oof. Why? So mean. That's like the second time I would have been stopped out right there. Look at it. It's flattened. Did it though? Hold on. It didn't actually stop me out yet. So let's sell again. It didn't stop me out. But maybe it wants to take this slow out. So let's cancel it. That. And this is a small. Maybe we'll. And then so it wouldn't have stopped me out. And I would have been, in the green. So let's go back this way. And let's sell here just to feel good about the trade. It would have come close to stopping me out. Because technically, my stop should be above this wick right here. That's where it should be. It's 37. Even above this fair value gap altogether, right? So my general desire would be to have, where is 205 in all of this? Whoops. So I didn't take the second trade. I should have, but I didn't. Yeah, I got a call. So I wouldn't have been stopped out. I would have come close. And then now I'm waiting for it to hit the stop right here. Once it takes that out, I'll probably put my stop right there, lock in some good, lock in some good stuff. Wait for it to drop into that. And then voila, that would have been, yeah. So that's what I'm looking for them to take. 205 would have been about right there. So then I would have just had to put my stop loss. See, would have had to put my stop loss right there, lock that in, and then see if it's gonna take the rest. I mean, oh, that would have been nice, right? Did I take it? No, I did not. Anyway, so that would have been that's what I was aiming for when I took the first one. Get that. But they didn't. They wanted to meander about and play games. I think I might need to just wait a little bit and see what they do before I get in. Be a bit more patient on it. All right, so let's move on. They dropped exponentially more. Oops. All right, so let's drop to the 5 minute. I'm still very bearish. Let's take that off. And where is our next target if we're going anywhere? And what have we been doing so far? So since the morning, we've just been dropping. What is... So we have an old low right with this fair value gap right here. So I'm wondering what they're planning on doing when they get to it. And this old low. Let's drop a thing there. I didn't trade in the PM session. Yeah. Did I have an old low on here? Nope. Okay. Just call this old low and make it yellow. Okay. All right. So let's see. What have we done? We've dropped like a bunch, taken out lows. I am curious because I did not. It's at 1240. After all this fair value gap. Nope. Random. All right. So I am waiting to see what happens. We've got this right here. That's nice, juicy sell side. Buy side. Very juicy. See what it does. Plenty more to come back up here into. See what they do. It's old low fair value gap. I would like to see it something after they've swept all of that. So it's 2 o'clock. They're currently at this order block, this. So if we were to take that high, that low, 0.79 retracement, fair value gap here, completely disrespected. Let's see, do we have something to work with here for a short? I'd like them to drop it and then maybe come back to midpoint and then continue potentially. But let's see. But my preference is if they take this high out first. Okay. So, taking this low out. I don't like that candle. It's a gross candle. I don't like when they're so indecisive, so probably just wait. But all the wicks, for the most part, have been pointed upwards, and we're starting to move back down. Probably just see if they're just trying to sweep to continue up. They didn't take that out, so. Didn't I say if it dropped below here and then tapped the midpoint, I'd try again? I just didn't like that they didn't sweep that. That's a little suspect to me. Oh my goodness. See? That's why it's suspect. It's sus, man. It's so suspect when they don't take the low out. They might do it now. Nice. It's weak. It's that 5 minute candle. All right, so we closed below. That looks like a sweep right there. I'm inherently bearish is the thing, right? So what time is it? 2:34. So I'm saying like I'm bearish, but I want him to take something else out, like juicy. That's what they did, right? Because that looks sweepy for a continuation up. Sometimes when I know that it's a sweep, I should just enter and take the quick hit, you know? All right, so what time is it? 2:41. All right, so here is where we swept all of this. We've hit this spot. I am thinking, because I'm bearish, do I get an opportunity to go short in here? And maybe I don't. Right? So here is a potential. Let's see what our, so we're here. See what this looks like. It's not pretty to come all the way back down this way. Again, just 205, right? So if we get a return, let's see. On the 1 minute, that's looking like a breakaway gap there. And we ignored that, coming back down. Let's see. In here, I don't know that I like it. Should have liked it. See, that's what happens. I overthink it. So it dropped, it made this one, respected that one. I should have been comfortable taking it there, right? So I should have been like, oh, well, adjust my assumptions. We had a nice thing. We didn't get back into it. We had one here. Try the midpoint of that. Do a little sell. And just see if we can't look at that juiciness. Are you joking with me right now? Take that low out. I am literally at 205 securing that stop loss right there. See if it continues down. And I would have been stopped out right there, flattened, done. It's okay. Gotta try, right? Because I'm bearish. It's probably going to continue lower to take the low out. Because stronger moves that way. See? And then I could have just waited to see what it was going to do. Lock in 800 maybe. And then wait for them to take that out. And then voila, we're done. Lots of opportunities if I know how to like take them. All right, let's roll up on the daily. Let's clear that out. Let's delete that. And then I didn't trade. Wait, did I trade on Tuesday? What day is that? That was an ugly day. Tuesday. I think I took a trade on Tuesday. That was 245. Yeah, I got stopped out. Or maybe I messed up and showed you guys the wrong one, huh? Probably the wrong one on Thursday. Let's see. This is Tuesday. This is gross. I took 245 in this grossness. Let me look at my look at what time I took that trade on Tuesday. It was at 10:40. Okay. So right around here. Huh. This is a disgusting day. And I looked in the afternoon and I was like, no way in hell I am taking any trades. And what did I take? I sold one. after they did all of that. Oh, there it is. Haha. Wasn't even like worried about it. Yeah, I was hoping for them to continue on down, and they dropped nicely. Let's see. Came back up in 40. Yeah. I sold one right in there. 30 seconds. And let's recap what I think I did there. And I bought about 3 minutes later. So I sold right around there, and then it dropped. It gave me a good drop too. And then right in the fact that it wasn't, I didn't trust it, so I I took it off. So I only made like 245 on that one. So I was testing it out. There was a fair value gap where we've been dropping. So it went up to about 4 something. I didn't trust it, so I closed it right around here for 245 as it was coming back up right there. Yeah, because I needed it to take this low out and it didn't. In any case, I took it, but it was a very choppy day, so I didn't feel comfortable because I'm bearish, and these wicks were very much respecting this. So I should have been, I really do need to pay even closer attention. Like, it's hard to trade when you're like distracted, and that's no bueno. Anyway, the rest of this day was literally a shit show. So, and it was so close to the um midnight opening price, just back and forth, very crap. Now here's where I was interested because I was planning on trading on Monday morning, and I decided to go to the park instead. So I actually want to see how this all played out because I don't really know. So all of the gray bars here are new week opening gaps. So I would have said 15-minute high here. So this would have been buy side internal for me. See how they behave inside of that. And then sell side would have been the external would have been all the way down here, and internal would have been further down, right, like that. And I could have been aiming for midnight opening price, easy. That would have been perfectly acceptable, or in this new week opening gap on the 14th. So what happened at open? They took that out, and then the first fair value gap that formed at 9:30, something to be referenced. Let's see what they do inside of that. They tapped it, and then it just sort of dropped. So I am just about greenlit to trade at this point. I am inherently bearish. I took that low out. I want to see. I want them to take this high out and then give me something. Nice. Okay, I want to see what they behave inside of this. I want them to stay at the halfway point of this new week opening gap because I'm also using it as an area of like serious interest. So let's zoom in. So we took these out. I am bearish. What can we do? It's nothing, 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 nothing. I bet there's probably something on the 15-second, right? So this is the first one I've seen that's formed. But I have this guy, so I want to do something like this, right? And then let's try to take that low out. Let's see. Let's see. And was there anything on the 1 minute specifically? This new week, this volume imbalance right there. And I am still bearish. We took that low out. We took that high out. As dealing ranges go on the 5 minutes, fair value gap down here for a continuation lower. This is the guy. That's barely anything. I'm not considering that. So I have a sweep. My new option now becomes, what is my best entry option here? Which is basically where I wanted it right there, the 0.75. So let's see if we get that. And okay. Yep. All right. So if we sell here, see if we get stopped out. I can't see. So many things in the way. Let's zoom in. Oh yeah, definitely got stopped out. So let's flatten that. All right, so let's wait to see if we get something else. Oof. That candle is ugly. We're still below that. All right. So let's look at this. All right, we're still respecting the halfway point, so I'm still bearish. So my general desire is like here. And this looks like it's gonna just run away. All right, so when it runs away, gives you this. Yeah, and there it goes. So I wasn't wrong, but let's see, was there a 15-second entry up here? Oh, come on, really? Guess I can't see 15 seconds in this grouping. That's so rude. So once we've swept, left that open, tap that, then that looks like the drop beautifully. I need to refine the way my entries work. But beyond that, 10 o'clock came around. Let's look at the 5 minute. So if not that entry, times it. Okay. This is Friday. Too far back. Sunday. Here we go. So if not that, so when 10 o'clock came around on the 5 minute, I could have specified this guy right here. And then let's see how we behaved when we got inside of it, right? So we tapped it and we dropped, and then potential for a continuation down becomes available here. So then if I'd taken the short here, when it tapped it again, aiming for this new week opening gap, you know, to get dropped into that puppy, I would have been okay. I gotta be flexible, right? We take this low out, move my stop into, so I would have been here, my stop would be up here. We took the low out. Another opportunity. Take this new low out, move the stop again. Okay. So just waiting for it to tap that puppy. And then we just flatten right there and take that. In these choppy markets, it's hard to read some of this stuff. So let's go back. So these days, what I've found is that whenever we get a nice drop, fair value gap forms on the 5 minute, wait to see how it behaves. If it's not trying to roll back up into the halfway point, then wait for it to tap it again and then drop. Make sure he stops above whatever wicks here, the 0.75, which mine wasn't, and then just let it run. In any case, we're gonna call it a day here because I gotta hit the pot. You guys enjoy your Sunday. I'm going to lounge and then go visit mom. And maybe go find some mangoes. So be safe, be well. I hope your trading's going well. Drop a comment down. Let me know how trading's been going for you? I've only been live trading for 4 months so far, and I'm perfectly happy with the way things are. I know I can drag myself out of my drawdown. I think I'm just shy of $5,000 in drawdown at the moment, and if I can get my entries right and take them, execute, I can be out of that in about 5 trades. So let's see. Be safe. Let me know how things are going for you in the comments, and happy Sunday. Shakira out.